Welcome to the OAPN Podcast with your host, Adarsh Sakare. No bullshit, no cuts. 100% raw conversations with 0% fucks to give. We don't encourage the consumption of alcohol, but if you want to open up a cold one while you watch this, it's not a bad idea.
Welcome to episode number 68 of On a Personal Note with Adarsh Sakare. On 67, we had Anjali Anish. Anjali Anish was a sweet episode. We thoroughly enjoyed it. I think she's at pretty much like the beginning of her career, and it was nice to see that she's still at the beginning but has thought processes that are pretty it's unique, and you know that those are the thought processes that will take her a long way. Today we have yet another special guest in the studio. Before I introduce her, let's say hi to Hitha. Hi, Hitha.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Thanks for coming here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming here. So, Hitha is an actor, performer, manifester, like her Instagram bio says. And of course, honestly, like, I've not been such a big believer of these tags, but I think one of the main thing that stood out for us about you was the type of positive energy that you bring about, especially through your Hitha Vachana, which is super awesome, right? Honestly, like I spent a lot of time listening to it yesterday, and I felt that was very nice. And I also like the fact that she is aware of the family she comes from, and the type of work that has gone into building that family name, and yet is courageous enough to build her own identity, and at the same time respect what is already there, and you acknowledge the fact that you come from such a name, and a lot of people don't do it in the best way possible. So I felt like you're doing it like really nicely.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that was very nice to see, and she has a type of energy that I feel like anyone around her will be comfortable, and that's also pretty rare if you ask me. A lot of you who have known Hitha, of course, she's spoken in many interviews, and like I always say on this podcast, we try and stay away from the usual. Don't blame me if there are one or two usual questions, but our attempt is going to be you get to hear Hitha in a way that you haven't heard her before. And for those of you who don't know Hitha too much, or who have discovered her work recently, then we welcome you to watch this episode and know a little more.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was a long introduction, but very sweet. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I feel like that's what it is. No, when I watch interviews and everything, like we usually introduce saying award winner this, award winner that, from the film this, from the film that, and that's okay and that's nice, and those are accomplishments we're all proud of. But who are you really as a person, right? And I feel like our introduction should be about who we are as a person, and that's what I felt about you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was very sweet, and I'm glad that although we don't know each other, you were just looking at my Instagram and who my persona that is out there. You've got this. I mean, I'm very, very happy.
Yeah.
That's who I am actually, and what I am is what I portray on my social media usually.
Yeah, I think there's no pretense.
I don't mean I can't. It's too tiring to pretend.
Yeah.
ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ನಾಟಕ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತೆ.
You can't, and it's so easily seen. So anyway, Hitha, thanks for being here. How's life going? How's it going right now? If you had to like just describe where life is at this point.
I think I'm at a very peaceful space right now. Like I haven't been in such a peaceful space in a very long time. I would always be extremely restless. But right now I'm just like, it's okay. Whatever's happening is happening, and just enjoy the moment. I'm in that kind of a space. I love the kind of work that I'm doing. I know that I'm also attracting great work. Great work is always coming my way. Affirm. And I'm more in Bangalore now. Like I've made Bangalore my base for now.
Okay.
I was in Bombay. I've just moved to Bangalore. And I love the space that I'm in. I mean, the physical space, the home that we are in. And a lot of positive changes happening for sure.
So this whole thing of these opportunities coming to you, and some of these opportunities have been great for yourself as creating your own identity and exploring your own talent. Have they gone the way you wanted it to go, or do you think it could have been better, at least in the recent 2-3 years?
In the last 2-3 years, for sure, yes, they've gone the way I wanted it to go. But there are times, that doesn't always go the way you want it to go, and it's absolutely okay, because I feel like you do get to learn something from it. Whether it, goes the other way, you kind of understand what went wrong and why it didn't go the way that you wanted it to go, and what should you do different the next time. So these are the kind of things I get into once things don't go my way. So it doesn't always go my way, it doesn't always go the way I think it should go, but it's absolutely okay. In the past 2-3 years, I think I've consciously done what I wanted to do, and I knew where it would go, and it's happened that way.
Nice. There's also this observation that I felt like, irrespective of how much fame and exposure your family has got, I felt like growing up, some of the principles that your parents have had for themselves and had for you have always remained constant, irrespective of how much success came in. I think somewhere those principles are pretty much the same. And while growing up, did you notice that, okay, my main importance here that my parents have taught me is to keep these values and these principles and staying humble? And were those things very actively brought about, or how was it?
It was not very explicit, it was not like you have to be like this. No, it was the way that we were brought up, my sister and I. We had a very normal childhood. We never were given any kind of special treatment growing up. In a lot of times in school, I wouldn't even mention to a lot of people that I'm so and so's daughter. It was just normal. And
but school al gottita, did they know that?
ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿತ್ತು ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಂದಾಗ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ತಿತ್ತು, ಬಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಮೈ ಪಿಯರ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಜನ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಂಟಿಲ್ ದೇ ಡಿಸ್ಕವರ್ಡ್ ಇಟ್ ದೆಮ್ಸೆಲ್ಸ್, ಐ ವುಡಂಟ್ ಗೋ ಟೆಲ್ ದೆಮ್. But because it was normal, like they're all my friends. I don't want somebody to be friends with me just because I'm Hitha Chandra's daughter, So I would have all of these things in mind. But it was never explicit. It was a very, very normal childhood, normal upbringing. ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಬೈಸ್ಕೋತಿದ್ದೆ, ಹೊಡ್ಸ್ಕೋತಿದ್ದೆ,
ಬೀಳ್ತಿದ್ದ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಹೋಮ್ ಡ್ಯಾಡ್ or mom? Both used to give?
ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬಿದ್ದಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಥರ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಅಪ್ಬ್ರಿಂಗಿಂಗ್. ನಂಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರುವಾಗಿದ್ದು ಅಂದರೆ, ಲೈಕ್ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಐ ಡಿಸೈಡೆಡ್ ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಅನ್ ಆಕ್ಟರ್.
When was that?
That was right after college. I worked at a startup for a few months, and then I'm like, agala nan kaile. So that's once I got in, like that's when I realized, oh my god, ನಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಮ್ಮಂಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಹಿಂಗಿರತ್ತೆ ಈ ಪ್ರಪಂಚ. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರು ನನಗೆ ಒಂಥರ ರಿಯಾಲಿಟಿ ಚೆಕ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಅವಾಗ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅವಾಗ ನನ್ಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದ್ದು, ಐ ಡೂ ಕಮ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಅ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರಿವಿಲೇಜ್. ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಥರ ಸಡನ್ ಆಗಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಇಫ್ ದೇ ಟೇಕ್ ಅ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್, ಓಕೆ ನಾನು ಇವತ್ತು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ, ನನಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿರೋ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಒಂದು ಪುಷ್ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೋ ಅಲ್ವೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವಾಗ ನನಗೆ ರಿಯಲೈಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದು. ಸೊ ಐ ರಿಯಲಿ ಒಂಥರ consider it extremely precious, and I really acknowledge it, and I'm very, very thankful for it. I will never take advantage of it either.
No, and I love how so many posts of yours are in collaboration with your dad, and like you are all in awe of him, and it's so genuine, and people can see it, right? Like this is the first time I'm meeting you, and I could see that you genuinely just love what he's done with his life and what your parents have done, and that's just like great to see. And you also, I've had of course, like a lot of people who have come and sat here have come from families of privilege and who have already done well for themselves. but not everyone acknowledges the fact that they've come from privilege. And I want to call this out, right? It's not wrong to come from privilege. There's a part of the conversation in the society that's almost looking down for people who are coming from privilege. You know what? Hold on. The family has earned it. The family has worked hard for it. And if the second generation is acknowledging it and ready to put in the work, show me what's wrong. And I'm so glad you're like just acknowledging that fact, because that's the beauty of it, right?
Yeah.
And that's what's inspiring to anyone else who's watching. So yeah, I'm glad you got that out.
I have to acknowledge it because I've seen my parents work extremely hard to get where they are. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನ ರೆಕಗ್ನೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಅವರ ಒಂದು ಶ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕೊಡದೇ ಇರೋ ಥರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದೇ ವರ್ಕ್ ವೆರಿ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಐ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಕೀಪ್ ಅಪ್, ಐ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಸ್ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ to kind of maintain that name and that kind of dignity in society for them.
Which is hard in its own way.
It is, but it's okay. I'm okay to do it. I'm okay also to, make something for myself, which also gives them credit, saying, oh, our maglu, I want to make them proud as well. Yeah.
So growing up, some of your friends, of course, knew that. And when you decided to be an actor, was that just welcomed at home, or was there any
I was so
conversation?
Scared to tell my father. I was so scared to tell my father. Because ನನಗೆ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. I didn't know. I had done a little bit of children's theatre and then a little bit of amateur theatre ಅಷ್ಟೇ. I was learning dancing. But something, that calling, inner calling ಅಂತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಒಳಗಡೆಯಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಇದ್ದೇ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. So my father actually wanted me to, they had aspirations for me that I'll go abroad, study MBA or something, ಯಾವುದೋ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್ ನಂದೇ ಏನೋ ಕಂಪ್ನಿ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಏನೇನೋ ಇತ್ತು ಅವ್ರ ಕನಸುಗಳು. So for me, I was scared to tell them because I didn't want to break their hearts. I'm like, oh, sorry, ನೀವು ಈ ಥರ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ, but this is what I want to do ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಭಯ ಆಯಿತು. But one day I just went, I said I had to tell them. So I told them, and my father's like, okay, so what makes you think you will last in this? What do you have that will make you stand out from all the other people that are there? What are you going to do? How are you going to prove yourself? ನನ್ನ ಮಗಳು ಅಂತ ಯಾರು ನಿನಗೆ ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟಿ ಅಂತೂ ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ. ನನ್ನ ಮಗಳು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ನಿನಗೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಬೋದು ಜನಕ್ಕೆ, ಬಟ್ ಯಾರು ಬನ್ನಿ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು they won't like
keep you on a throne.
They won't lay like a carpet for me and say come, we'll give you work. So he said you need to get trained for it. You need to understand how this craft works. You know nothing. ನಾನು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನಿನ್ನ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಅದೇ ಥರ ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ಮುಂದೆ ಮಾಡೋದು.
Roasted by her own father. Relax.
ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ಮುಂದೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾರು ನೋಡಲ್ಲ. So learn it. And then it's always good to approach a craft with techniques and where it comes from. ನಂಗೆ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ. So he said, okay, go learn. And he, again, privileged that he sent me to acting school. ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಜನ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಜಗಳ ಆಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದ್ರು ನಾನು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಗೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದಾಗ ನನಗೂ ಅದೇ ರೀ, ನಮ್ಮಪ್ಪ ಅವರೇ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ರು, ನಾನು ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ, ಹೋಗೋ ಪರ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ಪನೇ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ರು. ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಅದಿರಲ್ಲ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನನ್ನ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲೇ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ದೇ ಕೇಮ್ ವಿತೌಟ್ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್ ದೇರ್ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್. They just ran away from home because they had this passion to come to Bombay and learn acting and try their luck in the city of dreams and all of that. And I'm like, wow, that made me realize that I can't take this lightly. I have this and I have to
need to respect it.
I need to respect it and try as hard as possible to kind of keep going. So I went and got myself trained at
Was it easy?
Yeah, it was okay. It does take a lot of, you need to put in some kind of hard work.
And they do put you out of your comfort zone.
It does. And it was
I know.
All the scripts were in Hindi. And
how's your Hindi, by the way?
My Hindi is actually good.
Yeah? Okay.
ಸಿನಿಮಾ ನೋಡಿ ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋದು, ಹಿಂದಿ ಸಿನಿಮಾಸ್ ನೋಡಿ ಹಿಂದಿ ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದು. ಬಟ್ ಗ್ರಾಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ಲಿ ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್. ಬಟ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಆಕ್ಸೆಂಟ್ ಇತ್ತು. ಆ ಆಕ್ಸೆಂಟ್ ನನಗೆ ಡಿಕ್ಷನ್ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ರು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರೋಷನ್ ತನೇಜಾ ಸ್ಕೂಲಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಐ ಲರ್ನ್ಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಗಿಸೋ ಅಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಿಗೆ ಐ ಗಾಟ್ ಅ ಫಿಲ್ಮ್. ಸೊ ಐ ಕೇಮ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್.
You came back. This was which year? How many years ago?
Should I tell you how many years ago? Okay, 2014 it was.
2014. So it's been about 9 years now. So about 9 years later, do you feel like that technique has improved and you're a better actor today than you were?
I mean, I'm more aware now. I was kind of clueless back then because what you learn in school again is a very simulated setting, right? Like being on the job is a lot more different than actually sitting in front of a camera trying to learn your lines, saying your lines in that kind of a setting. To chaos everywhere, ಲೈಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಥರ್ಮೋಕಾಲ್ ತೊಗೊಂಬಂದು ಇಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅಕ್ಕಂಗೆ ಇದು ಹಾಕರೋ ಆಪಲ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕೋ ಅಂತ ಇಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, like so many things are happening that kind of exposure you don't get in an acting school.
It's all
that
very
you
controlled.
learn on the job. So I mean, I feel like I'm a lot more aware now, and I recently went to another acting workshop.
Was it?
Pondicherry Nali. It's called Adi Shakti anta.
Okay.
When I went there, I felt like I knew nothing. Like, ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷ, ನನಗೆ ಏನೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. What was I doing? Like, how did I not know this? ಆ ಥರ, it brought me down to like zero, and again I started from there now. I feel like I'm fresh right now.
That's nice. For your parents, it's probably, I mean, I don't know. See, for your parents, everything that's coming to the family is theirs, right? They are the ones who, first generation, this thing. What is it that drove them? Like, was it money? Was it like living up to art? Was there like any incidents that made them so hungry in life? Or did they just say, you know what, I want to really have a good life, I want to enjoy what I do? What was their thought process in coming this far?
So again, it comes down to privilege, right? For my father was in a very comfortable kind of space. Like my grandfather was a textile engineer.
Okay.
And they were comfortable. Sure. They were okay financially. So he knew that he could take the chance to,
Wow.
because follow his passion.
Lovely.
But when it comes to my mom, it was a move of like a financial need that she had to support the family.
Got it.
So she had to take up some kind of work while she was still finishing undergraduation.
Wow.
So she couldn't obviously, do something. And because as a child, she would be exposed to a lot of these extracurricular activities. She would, be in children's plays and all of that. She got picked up for, plays first. ಸಂಸಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಸರಿಗಮ ಅಂತ ತುಂಬಾ ನಾಟಕಗಳು, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದ್ ನಾಟಕ ತುಂಬಾ ಶೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. And then she got into ಸಿಹಿ ಕಹಿ. So it was a way to support her family. But for my father, he was like, ಇಲ್ಲ, ನನ್ನ passion, I'm going to follow it. He finished his complete education, and my grandfather was very disappointed with him that he wanted to be an actor.
Get into media.
He's written him a letter that my grandfather still kept, where he says, "You will be proud of me one day. I'll make sure my name will be out in the open, like out in newspapers, and you'll hear it everywhere, and that day you'll be proud of me." And he actually did that, and my grandfather was extremely proud of it. So it comes from two different angles. Amma atara na appan story itara. So because I also know this, how they came about, that also helps in how I think and how I go about my work.
You're almost this flag bearer of the law of attraction and manifestation.
God, I thought you'd say nepotism.
This is not coffee with Karan. This is Bisleri water with Adarsh Sakare.
Following that.
So, yeah, you will definitely not be a flag bearer of nepotism, I'm sure of that. But flag bearer of manifestation and law of attraction and everything else, what was one of the first things you ever felt like you manifested in your life, and why did you manifest that?
So I first learnt about law of attraction when I was, I think, my second year of degree. A junior of mine told me about it. Like, he said, you should read this book called The Secret. Whatever you're thinking will happen and all of that.
Magic.
It's like magic. I'm like, yeah. And then he's like, no, nodu. Neen odakagilla andre documentary nodu. So I watched the documentary and I'm like, wow, why didn't I know this before? Like, why didn't they teach this to me in school?
In school.
So I'm like, okay, try marana. Full exam nadita to tension. And I would do a lot of things. I would just like multitask and then it would really like get to me like too much of everything is happening. I'm in one dance team. I'm doing some theater thing. I'm doing theater. I'm dancing outside. Like I go to dance class outside college, and then I have exams coming up and so many things all together. So I'm like, let me put law of attraction into use, and then I visualize when I'm studying. I'm like, this is going to come tomorrow. This is going to come in the exam tomorrow. I'm visualizing and I'm writing all the answers really well. And that actually happened. So I'm like, wow, this works. So like what the other thing that they tell you in The Secret is that apply to small things. So your belief in it becomes bigger
Stronger.
and bigger. Yeah, stronger. So I started doing that and I'm like, wow, this works.
Yeah.
And then social media nalli I would do the usual things initially. I post pictures of me, talk about what I ate, post pictures of what I'm eating, do a real dance. Avaga dub smash adala ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. But I'm like, wait a minute. Like, why can't I tell people about this? Make a positive impact on whoever comes and puts that time.
Yeah.
Give
Into
them
watching
some
your stuff.
kind of value add. When they're coming into my profile and spending that much time, what are they getting out of it? So Avag, I started sharing about law of attraction and doing Hitha Chandrashekar and stuff.
And I think it's nice when I read it also, no? And your posts are very calculated, like those important words you highlight, and those are in certain colors, and those are some of the ways to get things that you want, right? Because then they stand out in your brain, and without you realizing, subconsciously you're making certain choices and certain things to eventually head towards that. But has that ever been challenged in your head, this whole law of attraction? Have you ever doubted it?
No.
No.
Never. I don't think I ever will. But there are times that I'm off track for sure. When I'm like, why isn't anything working? But then I go back and I keep trying to understand why it's not working. What am I doing wrong? Why am I coming back into the negative space? Why am I living in lack? Like I keep questioning myself. So I think it's also made me a lot more mindful of how I think, what I'm doing, Yeah.
You're more aware of every thought that comes
Yes.
through. Yeah, it's beautiful. I think once you understand that law, right? See, yes, we call it the law of attraction, but it's also a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's also the way you live every day, and you speak so much about abundance on your stories, and it's true. Like when you feel like there's things lacking, like the simplest example is, hey, you know what, people around me are getting these opportunities. And the day you start thinking, oh shit, things are running out, what if I don't get anything? Then that's going to be pretty much the reality. But if you say, you know what, take all you want, whatever is mine will anyway come to me, and there's a lot more for everyone. And before you know it, you're always on this track where something new is coming for you. And that's...
But it's human nature to kind of sulk sometimes. I've also been that, a lot of people ask me, ನೀವೇನು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿರ್ತೀರಾ? I'm like, ಇಲ್ಲ, I'm a normal human being. ನಾನು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿರಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. Sometimes disappointments happen, rejection, like now professionally, rejection is like a huge deal, okay? Like you meet rejection, you have to make friends with it. So rejection agli, disappointments agli, failures, like ಎಷ್ಟು failures ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು ಕೂಡ. So how you deal with it and how you make that switch and how you shift your focus to the positive, kind of bringing myself back onto my track and being aligned with what I really want is what I've learned, and I'm still learning.
Yeah, it's a constant process. Does your dad critique your work? And does he do it genuinely, or does he sugarcoat it for you?
He doesn't sugarcoat at all. Like one film he came back after the premiere. He came to me and he said, "Vilina ket kansont marthu." He said that to me. My parents, both of them, sat me down at the dining table. My mother is just sitting. My father is just like, "Get console." Like, okay, fine. What do I say? What do I do? And then they also tell me things like, we do recognize the kind of hard work that you're putting in. They know that they know that I'm very passionate. I, whenever I do something, I do it with 100% heart. They know all of it and they recognize it and they do appreciate me about it. They're like, okay, ಇವಾಗ ನೀನು ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದೆಲ್ಲ ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ಇಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ವಾಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ that is what they give me they tell me stuff like this. So they're like, okay, ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಪ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. Whatever work comes your way, you don't have to agree to do it. Think about where you want to be so that you choose the right kind of teams to work with and where you should where you that can lead you.
Where that can lead you. As you take on bigger projects and saying 9 years ago to now, the projects that you take up only grow larger in size, right? Does that add pressure? Like bigger the project, more the pressure, or does it get easier?
I feel like now I don't have too much pressure on me. I mean, I don't take that much pressure because I'm like, ನನ್ನ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ನನ್ನ ಕೆಲಸ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನೋ ಫುಲ್ 100% ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. Then I just relax. Because ನನ್ನ ಕೆಲಸ ನಾನು ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಕರ್ಮಣ್ಯೇ ವಾಧಿಕಾರಸ್ತೆ ಮಾ ಫಲೇಷು ಕದಾಚನ.
Wow, can you please decode that?
That is what it is, right? Like, ನಿನ್ನ ಕೆಲಸ ನೀನು ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಮಾಡು. ಅದರ ಪ್ರತಿಫಲ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೋ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೀನು ತಲೆ ಕೆಡಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಡ. ಅದು ನೀನು ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ನೀನು ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗೆ ಪ್ರತಿಫಲ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ನಿನ್ನ ಕೆಲಸ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡು. ಸೊ ಐ ಗೋ ಬೈ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನನ್ನ ಕೆಲಸ ನಾನು ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಅದು ಸಿನಿಮಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಾಗಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಪ್ರಮೋಷನ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗೋದಾಗಲಿ ಏನೇ ಆಗಲಿ, ವೆದರ್ ದ ಫಿಲ್ಮ್ ಡಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ವೆಲ್, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೋನ್ ಟು ಬಿ ದೇರ್ 100% ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
So on a release day, it's like the whole family is together? Yeah,
like that's very sweet of my parents. Like they always take the time to come and support me with whatever I do, like literally whatever I do. ಇವಾಗ ಈ ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂನು ನಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಮ್ಮನೇ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನೋಡೋದು.
Sweet. Seems like dance is a big part of the house. Like it's like
fun ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಏನು ಯಾರು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಡಾನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಿಲ್ಲ, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಮಜಾಕ್ ಡಾನ್ಸ್.
There's one reel, I don't know if you know this, one I think dubbing, I think on TikTok, this is orange soda reel.
Oh my god, that went viral almost. Like,
do you know about that reel? What does it start with? It says
you should have the orange soda.
Should have the orange. Okay, and your dad is so on point. Did you make him do that? Like
I made him do that because he didn't get it. Like
what is
because he's not watching reality shows and all that. So itara yen style ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ ಆಗ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ.
And that sass and everything, like he got it.
That he brought in, but I was trying to tell him this is how it works. So itara ಆಗತ್ತೆ, cut to they will take a reaction of that reaction of the person of how they felt at that point. So ಅದೆಲ್ಲ explain ಮಾಡಿದೆ. So then he went all out. Like, I don't have to teach him how to act. I was just like trying to tell him what is happening in the reel. Oh my god, we actually had a lot of tension also at Marbekadre because my husband shot it.
Oh, and he's not a...
No, he's good. But then we just like, get it right. And then I'm trying to tell my father, like, okay, bring in more sass. And I directed the entire thing. But tension ali chanag bantu last day.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. Yeah, that type of energy, right? I was so happy looking at it. I said, I need more of this. Like, I wanted more of those content.
He went all around. Like, people who didn't know him also started commenting, saying this guy should be an actor. And other people are like, hello.
What do you think?
Google him.
Like, what do you think he's been doing? How has the whole dynamic changed after you got married? Has your husband gotten closer to your family? Did he get close to your dad? How did that happen?
Oh, so my dad and my husband had worked in a film quite some time back. But apparently he claims that he didn't know that my father had a daughter. Apparently, I don't know.
Even now?
Now, thankfully, he knows. I've made sure. So it was a very organic kind of relationship that grew between my parents and him. There's no major, shift in dynamic or anything because they don't treat him like an actor or like some celebrity. They treat him like an alaya. So it's gotten very.
Do they all look at films the same way, or they have very different opinion on films and liking of?
Pretty much the same way, but Kiran again is first gen in his family.
In his family, yes.
There's no other actor in his family, and he goes to my father a lot for advice and stuff. So ಅವನಿಗೊಂಥರ ಖುಷಿ ನಮ್ಮಪ್ಪ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮಪ್ಪ ಸಿಕ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳು ಕೇಳಿ ಅವ್ರ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಅವ್ರ ಪರ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಎಕ್ಸೈಟೆಡ್.
And in you and Kiran, do you all discuss films?
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Sometimes I'm like, can we talk about something else, please? We watch a lot of films together. He's also like exposed me to a lot of films that I wouldn't have watched otherwise. So we do talk about films a lot. I mean, that also keeps our marriage going.
Yeah, you have
like the passion for film that we have, and we have that. It also makes we make time to watch films with each other, which is great. Which like movie date.
So you mentioned before we started shooting that you have a big friend circle which you've accumulated over the years and everything.
No, I just said I know a lot of people. My friend circle is very fine.
Okay, you know a lot of people. And I'm assuming you're invited to a lot of occasions.
Yeah.
You're invited to a lot of occasions where you have I would say you'll be meeting people who are, say, more famous than you are and everything else. How is that seen by your family? Because irrespective of how much work your father does, your husband does, and you do, there's always someone way ahead of everyone. And how does that play out? Like, is there comparison going on? Do you all get affected by, you know what, I wish I could have done better. I wish I was in a better place. Or are all three of you like pretty content with how things are going?
See, my father, like, he doesn't bother about those things at all. Like, because he's such a, like, ಅವರು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಹಂಬಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, he is a humble person. So even if he's not treated specially, really he doesn't care about it. He'll just do his thing and go. Kiran just shies away from the attention. He has been somebody like that. And for me, the other thing is, there is a big difference between fame and success, I feel.
Okay.
Being
if you had to explain that,
and being successful. See, now success can be defined however you want to define it. You can have a different definition of success, and I can have a different definition. And popularity, how do you what's the magnitude of it? Like, how do you measure it? It's just because of social media followers or the number of people who come and take selfie with you. Like, how do you define it? You can't really define it. And I feel like fame does not last. ಇವಾಗಿರತ್ತೆ, ನಾಳೆ ಹೊಟ್ಟೋಗ್ಬೋದು. But how you define success for yourself will keep you wanting to go more and more, or will give you the satisfaction and help you be content in life, and also will eliminate these kind of ಏನಂತಾರೆ, jealousy ಆಗಲಿ, envy ಆಗಲಿ, ನನಗೂ ಆ ಥರ ಇರಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಅವ್ರು ಯಾಕೆ ನನ್ನ ಜೊತೆ ಬಂದು ಸೆಲ್ಫಿ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಯೋಚನೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ once you define what success means to you. ಸೊ ನನ್ಗೆ ಅದು ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗೋಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಐ ಮೀನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನನಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಒಂದೊಂದ್ಸತಿ ಐ ಮೀನ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ದಟ್ ಐ ಮೀಟ್ ಹೂ ಆರ್ ಮೋರ್ ಫೇಮಸ್ ದೆನ್ ಮೀ. ಐಮ್ ಲೈಕ್, ವಾವ್.
like I saw you.
Yeah, and something that, somebody I know, someone great, let me say, taught me was that when you look at somebody who's doing amazing work, who's doing great things, and what you would want to do and they are doing it, you should always send them blessings. Think of confetti falling on them and be like, you do well, you pave the way for me, So I always go in with that attitude. I never be like, no. I can't do it.
Yeah, all the best, just do well.
Thank you.
Yeah, and the reason I asked you that, it's See, I'll be honest, right? Like for me personally, now, for example, for me and Aditya, for us, it's our first, like in our families, nobody's ever like come in front of the camera, try to do something or whatever. And we are saying, you know what, we want to do something. We feel like we have something to do it. And as this journey goes on for us, we keep sometimes saying, you know what, when we get here is where we can define it as success. Maybe number of followers, maybe the amount of money we make. But I don't know, you can't define success like that, because if you do end up defining success like that, I have a feeling that when you get there, it won't feel like a success.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you define success as these many number of followers, then you will just want to keep going till you reach there, right?
Yeah.
You want to get there, that's your goal.
Yeah.
But if you define success as, oh my God, we had such a great conversation today. I took something from it. I'm sure whoever's watching is going to take something away from it. Then it will make
and
you
it's
content.
more sustainable as well. Yeah, it make you content. You're happy with this.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in the moment, even if you die tomorrow, you're not like, oh my God, I didn't reach so many subscribers when you're dying.
Yeah. I should imagine that. No, but it's the truth. Yeah. And it's not just with social media, even films. And that's the reason I asked you, irrespective of how much good work you do, there are always going to be people who you feel, according to your definition, or according to the society's definition, are apparently doing better. But then where's the end of that?
Yeah,
right? You
cannot be sane, especially in films, in showbiz. You cannot remain same if you're always constantly thinking about, oh, ಅವ್ರು ಆ ಥರ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನನಗೇನೋ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ನಾನೇನು ಮಾಡಲಿ, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ನನಗೆ ಯಾಕೇನು ವರ್ಕೌಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ, you're just going to sit and crib. You're not going to do anything. So I take it as it comes, and I take one day at a time. And at the end of the day, if I've gone to work and I've done a good job, I come back and I can sleep peacefully without saying, shorting na chana madbodagi. So that's successful.
So in this journey that you're describing, has there ever come a time when someone's really like mistreated you and looked down upon you and treated you like you're nothing? And I don't need names, but if you can describe an instance or a situation when they really belittled you, right? You're like, they made you feel that, and you're like, no, it's fine. I know I got mistreated, but I'm getting over this because this is not right.
It's been like too many
Oh,
times.
please give me one, right? One that really hit you.
Really hit me was, I don't want to get into the details.
Yeah.
But
not
I
required.
got ragged on set. If I think about it, I'll cry probably. I got ragged on a set. I won't tell you which set.
Yeah.
And now when I think of it, I was very, very new. Thankfully, my mom was around. She was not on set, but she was at the hotel room waiting for me to come back after my shot. And as soon as I saw her, I just broke down and I'm like, this is what happened. Like, I didn't know that I could stand up for myself, say something back, because I was new. What have I done to say, no, you can't talk to me like this?
And was this a person in power?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was more of a ganging up as well, which was...
was it to directly make you feel that, or just to tease?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. But yeah, my mom intervened and she spoke to
Did she give it back?
Person. Yeah. And then she said, no matter what, no matter who, when somebody is mistreating you, you have to stand up for yourself. Even if you lose the job, it's okay. Even if they throw you out of set, it's okay. Don't ever put yourself in that space where somebody thinks that they have the power to say these things to you or treat you this way. So ever since then, I stand up for myself. But that was one of the, that was one of the times when I completely gave in and I felt extremely weak. Small. And I damsel in distress. I don't know what to do. I was in that kind of a space. But that's because I was very new. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how things would go if I reacted. It was extremely mean what I was
Now doing. I feel like nobody can mess with you.
No.
I feel like you'll like
I may like
you'll
I'll be
take it.
I
Yeah.
will. Sometimes when I get angry, like my voice starts crumbling and I adu baratte, but still say it. Like I now have the power to still say what I have to say, but also cry at the same time. You will be extremely confused.
Like what's happening? Is she crying or giving it to me?
Yeah, you will be extremely confused, but I will say it. Like even if my voice is shivering and I'm like, I will.
How was your time in Mumbai? Like, do you feel like the industry is different?
It is, but I enjoyed it. It was a completely different space. It was a completely, I think, scale for me.
In what way?
Like the kind of productions that I got to work with, the magnitude of the productions that I got to work with, even if they were just ads. Because ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಬಟ್ ಬಿಗ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಪ್ರಾಬಬ್ಲಿ ಒನ್ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಮಿಕ್ಕಿದೆಲ್ಲ ಹೊಸ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್, ಅವರು ಹೊಸ ಟೀಮ್ಸ್ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ ನೋಡಿ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ವಾವ್, ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್. And it also takes a lot of struggle in the sense, like somebody recently, one of my teachers at Adi Shakti told me that passion actually means struggle. I always thought of struggle to be a very negative word, right? Like struggle andre kashta padodu madodu, but he said passion is nothing but struggle. I'm like, that is true.
Yeah. What else do you call passion? Not
Passion comes from the word struggle. It essentially means struggle because you're working at your craft every day, no matter what obstacles that come your way, or what physically, mentally you're giving it your all. So it is a kind of struggle, right? So there is struggle in Bombay because you're constantly auditioning for everything.
Yeah.
Like even a 5-second role in an ad, you have to audition for. So I did one audition a day at least. And it was a lot of fun. I absolutely enjoyed it. I did a lot of ads.
Yeah, you have done a lot of ads. Do you enjoy doing them?
Not anymore. So I just like taken a
Why?
step back and I'm like, I've done enough of it. You do reach a certain saturation point in your career where you've done too much of the same thing and you're like, okay, now I have exposed myself in whatever capacity that an ad needs me to. Now I need to try something new. I want to do something else. I want to try longer format where like that. I'm not sure. It has to hit the spot. Like, okay, fine, kelsa ide, good money, all of it is good, but I need something more. So this is my struggle right now. Like I'm looking for something more, like to fully sink my teeth in.
Okay, I'll ask you one like very like on the spot question. I mean, maybe it might have already happened. Say, there's going to be this one movie that you're going to regard as the best movie of your life, or the best performance of your life. What is it going to be about? What should it be about? What do you think the nature of the film should be, or the nature of your character should be? Can you define that? Can you think of it?
I mean, this is what I usually say when somebody asks me, like, what's your dream role, right? Like, I want to be a psycho serial killer.
Oh, shit. Open the door, bro. Open the door.
Because you see, like, most of the serial killers are male. How interesting would it be to play a female serial killer?
Have you watched Kill Bill?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I don't want to be like full action wise, but like, like a very layered gray character where she seems like, oh, okay, she's a nice girl, but then she's not. Maybe like a Gone Girl. I would love that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But that is the role that I want to play. But what I've come to realize is, naan eshte chennagi act madidrunu, people should watch it. So I want to be a part of films that reaches people more. So that's my ಇವಾಗ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಗೋಲ್ಸ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಗೋಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ
on manifestation.
Yeah. So lots of people should watch my film. Lots of people should see what I'm capable of doing, what I have done in a film.
You've put in a lot of work on your fitness.
Yes.
You've like I mean, it's clear that there was this turning point of your life where you realized that it's important for your life, and I need to be fit. How much was it for appearance? How much was it for understanding that, hey, I need to look a certain way for some success to come to me? How much was for just more mental peace?
Most of it was for mental peace. Most of it was to build some confidence in myself. I mean, it was not like I was underconfident or something, but this is another. I'm coming back to this saturation point with ads, right? I started realizing that I'm getting the same kind of roles in ads. Like I'm doing mother role in all ads. Initially, I found it fun. And I'm like, it was like, okay, adane marta idini. And then because of that, because I'm anyway doing mother roles, if I did 5 auditions, I would do one ad. Okay. So I'm like constantly kelsa ide. ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ಚಿಲ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಐ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೈ ಫಿಟ್ನೆಸ್. ಸೊ ಹೀರೋ ಬರೋದೆಲ್ಲ ತಿನ್ನು, ವರ್ಕೌಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡ, binge watch, all of this was happening. And then I'm like, wait a minute, is this how I want to keep going? Do I want to just keep doing ads all my life? Because once you start, once you're in that network, you'll only be doing that.
And you'll get work anyway.
Yeah. So I need to change my image. Like, I need a full, like, I need to mentally change and physically change. I don't want to be in that very comfortable place. Always. I could have gone on like that. Nobody would have cared.
And nothing.
I also wouldn't have cared.
Nobody would have told you anything.
Nobody
like,
would have
fine.
said anything.
Okay.
I would have just been like, okay, this is how I am. This is what I'm going to do. But then I'm like, I need to get uncomfortable. Tumba comfortable agbidideeni. Saako idu. Not hosad ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So where do I start? By changing how I look on the outside, so that I can tell them, listen, I don't want to do mother role anymore. It's okay.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And did it work? Did the whole image perception?
It is working.
Yeah.
I mean, it thankfully is working.
It's working. Oh, there you go.
I touch wood, so it's okay. Maybe does it.
No, I'll also touch for you.
Thank
it's okay.
you. So, I think the kind of confidence that brings as well, it really helped, because illandre I would have been like, sometimes even if I got an audition for something other than mother, I started doubting myself. Nanu idu fit agtina anta, ee role fit agtina anta. I'm like, I shouldn't be in a place where I'm doubting whether I would fit the role or not. I should be in a place where I'm like, banta martini. So that's one thing that I wanted to change. And because of that, my physical appearance also changed. It was like a byproduct of it.
Yeah, I think and it's clear, right, like you said, that you made that effort and suddenly the type of opportunities that start coming to you also changed. What are you looking for now? Like, what's going on currently?
Currently I'm doing a Kannada film. Big production house.
Congrats.
But I can't, I mean, I'm
of
supposed
course.
to tell you which filming and all of that, but it's a great production house, great team, amazing co-actors, like everything I could have wished for. But it's not a lead role, it's a supporting role, which
Lovely.
I'm okay to do. Because like I said, my goal was to be seen by everybody, and this film is going to be seen by everybody. And other than that, my Hindi web series was supposed to come out on the 2nd of September. But volume 1 is out. Volume 2 is going to come out Scam 2003.
Yeah, I watched it.
So 5 episodes bandide. Next 5 episodes ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನಿದ್ದೀನಿ.
So that's what we were also wondering, right?
Like surprise ಆಯ್ತು, because I'm like fully promoting it on my Instagram. Hey, scam ನೋಡಿ. Everybody's like, madam ನೀನ್ ಇಲ್ವೇ?
You know what is like my honest experience with this? Like, everything said and done, and Aditya tells me, Telgi, this, that, everything done. And then I'm like, okay, maybe she's done something else for the film other than acting. But I'm like, no, I have a strong, and I'm like, did I miss her? I'm like, no, I watched it like extremely carefully. I haven't missed Hitha in the movie.
You won't miss me. You won't miss me. I'm there from the 6th episode onwards.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And that's something that I've been waiting, and I'm very, very excited.
Are you allowed to say when that comes out or no?
November, I think. November. It's already mentioned.
I don't know. You let us know if you're allowed to
But
put
date
this or
gottilla.
not.
Date nangu gottilla.
But it's soon, like very soon.
Yeah, November. November for sure.
And you're there till the end. I mean,
I'm there from the.
can you talk about the character? No, you can't. Of course, I don't think so. You can't. You can't.
Yeah.
That's fine. How was
But
that?
I play a Kannadiga in it.
Oh, nice. There is a good amount of Kannada representation in the
But
whole
the
series.
unfortunate thing was, because all the lines were in Hindi, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಾವೇ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇರಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ವಿ while we were acting. There are other two Kannada actors, three Kannada actors
Yes.
In the series. So we would just like add our own little bits of Kannada. ಬನ್ನಿ ಹೋಗೋಣ, stuff like that, you know.
Lovely.
ಹಿಂದಿನ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬನ್ನಿ ಹೋಗೋಣ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇರಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ.
When did the shoot happen?
It happened from it was a long shoot, because it's a massive project, right? Like there are about 200 actors. They had about 200 plus locations, because it is set in 2003. They needed to get locations that looked believable, so, and matching the dates of 200 actors to the availability of the 200 locations, it's massive. It was just huge. So it started they started shooting for it, I think, in April of 2022. I started in May 2022, and then I had scattered work like through 2022, and I finished in Feb 2023.
Oh, almost a year of
shoot.
What did you feel about it? You're happy with what happened? How things have turned out?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to be a part of such a huge project, and a franchise of a project that was so popular,
huge,
itself is very, very,
and
it's a proud thing for me. And also being a Kannada represent is
I think that stands out even more. One is you're basically reaching like all communities, but at the same time you're representing where you come from. It's like the perfect mix, right? Like how rarely does that come across. The first franchise, the Scam 1992, right? 1992. I think that also, if you look at it, no one imagined it will do such numbers. No one imagined it will get so popular that like everyone's ready to watch it, and they've all watched it and they've loved it. So the expectations on this one was very high, and nobody expected, honestly, when I didn't expect there's going to be like they'll continue the franchise. I don't know where that came from, honestly. Like, how did they decide to continue that franchise? But how did that come to you? That's where I was going with this.
So I'm just auditioning all the time, for things, and I didn't even know this was for Scam 2003. So a person from casting person from Bangalore, actually, Ramanjanath anta, he got in touch with me and he said, ಈ ಥರ ಒಂದು ಹಿಂದಿ ವೆಬ್ ಸೀರೀಸಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ನಡ ಸ್ಪೀಕಿಂಗ್ ಹುಡುಗಿ ಬೇಕು, would you be interested to audition? I read the whatever role, ಏನಂತಾರೆ, the character sketch, and I'm like, okay, fine, I think I can pull it off, I'll do it. And then he sent me a brief of what they wanted me to act out. So it was not a full like proper script also. On salpa lines ittu, ee tara, this is what we want. And then my husband's a great director. Like he does a great job with shooting my auditions and giving me cues and everything. So we shot the audition and sent it, and I'd forgotten about it. Like I sent it last 2022 beginning of Jan I sent it. I had COVID, I just recovered. I think end of Feb he calls and he says, you've got it. I'm like, what, really? And then I'm like, what is this? And then he's like, Scam 2003.
It's a scam.
I thought, wait, Scam 2003. I'm like, wow, really? Oh my god, I'm gonna be in a big web series, and like, oh, it's so neat, like everything is big, right? And I'm like, yavag shuru agutte? They said, okay, it's gonna start like mid-March or something. Feb end al nange ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು. So I'm like, oh, in a few days. I'm like, okay, I'm okay. Like, just give me the dates, I'll be okay. I mean, I'll keep them blocked for you and everything. March ಹೋಯ್ತು, ಮಾರ್ಚಿಂದ March end hoito, March end I'm waiting. Okay, I'm like, okay, this is gonna happen. Then it went to like May first week. By May first week, I lost patience. I'm like, is this a scam? I'm so excited.
Just imagine getting casted for scam. Is it a scam? Maybe it is.
ಶುರು ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಶುರುನೇ ಆಗ್ತಾರ. Then April end, they had started shooting for it. I saw like they had posted like applause. Then I think Hansal Mehta sir, all of them had posted it saying Scam 2003. They've begun shooting. So then I'm like, okay, they've begun shooting. Why am I not there? Nijana sullo, because like a lot of these things happen in Bombay.
Yeah,
okay?
you've been told and then you're not like.
Yeah, so I was extremely anxious, but thankfully it happened. May end, I started shooting for it.
And then they called you to like tell you it's not a scam.
It's not a scam. I'm like, once
You're
I was
actually-
on set and I looked at everyone, the lights were up, the camera was set up. I'm like, okay, cool.
What do you feel about Abdul Telgi as a character?
Oh my god, it's so because I got a role in Scam. No, I went and watched one documentary about Abdul Karim Telgi, and I'd heard. I
Yeah.
was very young when the scam.
Yeah, the Telgi scam we all heard growing up,
Yeah.
but we never really like
Yeah,
put an
like-
effort to.
Yeah,
Read
and
through, yeah.
had not dug in so deep into it until I knew that I was going to do. And then Adarlo, even in the documentary, it's very it's not as deep as it gets in the
web series, yeah.
But I kind of understood how it all happened, and while I was doing my role also, I'm like, wow, this is crazy, like there's so much that only so much is unearthed. There's so much more left in na eshton gotte illa janake.
Yeah.
So the character itself is very very I don't know, he's freakishly charming, and
Yeah.
but at
You
the
don't know
same-
why.
Yeah, he's not a good looking guy, but
Yeah.
on charisma ಏನದು.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's wow, he's something else. English ಅಲ್ಲಿ full dialogue ಹೊಡಿತಾನೆ, like ಆ ಥರ.
Never seen that before, right? Like
yeah.
a man selling fruits in a train and
So
he knows,
good.
yeah.
And Gagan has just killed it. He's nailed it, and he only had very few reference points, right? Like
What is his actual age?
I don't know.
Like
I'm sorry.
him, okay.
He must be 30, in his 30s.
Because he's been able to play like the end of the spectrum
and for
so
him,
well.
it was
Yeah.
even more of a, again I'll use the word struggle, because they started preparing him for it from end of 2021, and he was in character for almost 2 years. He had to be in it,
Wow.
like understanding Telgi and being Telgi
Being Telgi.
for almost 2 years. He put on weight for it.
Yeah.
He had to, again they kept like one age to shoot ಮಾಡೋರು. The next day he
That's
rolled
difficult.
up, so like
Again,
so
like
he had to maintain his weight, and he would I would see him drinking these rich shakes with like ice cream, protein, dry fruits, and it is taxing physically and mentally.
Yeah.
So I mean, hats off to that guy. He had only few, interviews of Abdul Karim Telgi to look at his body language and
Yeah, to
everything,
study.
and a lot of things he's got bang on. Like you see him and be like, yeah, he's Telgi.
He's Telgi.
Yeah.
Have your parents watched this? The
My
first
parents,
5
no,
episodes?
They haven't watched it.
Oh, they haven't watched
Even
it?
I
How
haven't
come?
watched all of it.
What?
I'm like, I'm gonna wait for the entire thing to come out. I watched the first 2 episodes. I'm like, no, I'm gonna watch the entire thing. So on flow nalle, I'm gonna fully binge watch the entire thing.
But this is gonna like put you on a very nice journey of getting like mainstream web series as well.
I hope so.
This is
that's the dream.
Yeah.
But you know what? Like I said, ನಾನು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ.
Yeah,
ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೋ
now
ನೋಡೋಣ.
whatever happens has to happen. Because like I feel like it's still like web series is maybe 2 years into work as of now. Post COVID is when we all like really got onto web series. But it's still in early stages. Like we can do much more numbers with web series. And for a role like this and you being part of such a big name, you never know like how much more bigger it can get.
ನಾನೇನೋ ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ. But yeah, that's the dream, right? That's the hope.
Yeah.
Like I said, I want to show people what I can do and what I'm capable of doing, and
Sure.
also keep pushing my own boundaries and my own limitations, and trying new things and putting myself in uncomfortable places. You know, like even if it's hard, even if it's going to take the life out of me, I want to enjoy doing it.
How are you looking at today's social media? I mean,
I
what
was
is
just
your
telling, I was just telling him just before I came. I'm like, I don't know what to do on Instagram anymore. Like, ಒಂದೊಂದ್ಸತಿ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ, ಓಕೆ, ಮೀನ್ ಏನು ತುಂಬ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ನಾನು ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ. ನಾನು ಅನ್ಸಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಅಥವಾ ಪೋಸ್ಟೇ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಐಮ್ ಲೈಕ್, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಬೇಡವೇ ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಐ ಮೀನ್ ದಟ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ರೈಟ್ ನೌ. ಐಮ್ ಲೈಕ್, what is the point of it all? Like, how many pictures of myself will I post? What content do I put out? Like, yeah, I want to do like nice content, but how am I going to shoot it? Like, it's a lot of work, right? So I'm still trying to process if I want to take content creation on social media seriously or not. I mean that like edge of it. Like, I may jump that side or this side. Like, I might fully nosedive into it.
Because, like, see, for you already have like a path, right? Like, you're working in movies and this and that, and you don't know if this really helps or not. Should you really spend time on it? Because it does require time. Like, if you want to structure your content and everything, it's not easy. It takes a lot of time, but you're still very active.
I am active, yes.
You're
but
extremely
that's what I
active.
don't understand, this algorithm and all of this. Yeah, like, I really don't get it. Like, because on Instagram nalli, ever since story started, most of my activity is on stories.
Yeah. All of it is.
I don't even realize that stories are save mabuttu. You can put it on reel. I'm like, oh, I should have done it. No, ayo. Like, I realize it much later when somebody tells me. So if I really, like I said, I'm on the edge, right? If I decide to nosedive into content creation, I am going to learn. I'm going to learn it before, like, understand or educate myself of what to do, how to go about it before I do it. Otherwise, I'm not just going to, without any parachute, just jump.
Who takes care of your dad's page? You only do it?
No, he does it himself, and he has a PR person who does it for him.
Yeah, because it's managed like pretty
really
well.
Yeah, he
and
does a good job.
And it's like
Ashish, good job.
He's the one who manages it. Are your closest friends from the same space, or they are all?
No, none of them are.
And
like,
where are they from, and what do they do?
I do have close friends from who are related to the industry, but my oldest and my like almost family kind of friends are all non-filmy. They're like non-school friends, so they're still my friends. Like, people I studied 8th grade in that, I've been friends with them. Amele and Surana college friends. So none of them have anything to do with films. They only hear about it or want to know about it because I'm like, hey, I'm like, listen, no. So they're also not very, I think, ground me a lot. Yen maha dodda celebrity tara aadbeda bha atara, you know, like they'll give me that reality check, make me understand that I'm not as important as I sometimes make myself to be in my head. And it's also good to have a circle that you know, kind of is not tainted by anything that they've seen me grow, right? They've seen me start. They've seen my entire journey. They've been there for me when, you know, life is not going the way I wanted it to go. And they've seen my failures. They've seen my rejections. They've seen all sorts of phases of me. Like, even before I got into films, they've seen all sorts of phases of me. So they know me, the real me. So those are the kind of friends that I love and cherish, and I'm not going to let go of them.
You like buying expensive things?
Wait, I haven't thought about this. I mean, it's not like expensive things really. I don't know, on full like
Gucci.
luxury bag. Athara illa.
No
If
Gucci
If
bags.
I like something, I mean, if I look at something and I like how it looks, I would buy it. But off late ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕೊಂಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ.
Andre?
Like I'm shopping less.
Okay. Why?
I would shop a lot more, but
Yeah.
I shop less now because I'm just like I've started repeating a lot of my clothes.
Ade again and again.
Repeating my bags. If I buy, I mean, if I get one bag, I use it till it wears off.
Hmm. Oh yeah.
And then I either get it repaired and give it off to somebody else, or I just keep it in my cupboard. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಚೂರ್ ಟೈರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ I'm a little bit of a hoarder, so that's why I've stopped buying things because I already have too many
And
things.
you'll end up like keeping everything.
Yeah, I get very guilty. I'm like, oh, sustainability. Oh my god, I'm not doing anything for the environment. Every time I walk into right now, I'm wearing fast fashion. I'm sorry, but like kadme madidini. I have reduced.
And your husband, does he also?
He's the most minimalist person
Yeah.
I've ever met in my
No
life.
expensive, like
Nothing.
let's go buy like.
No, like if he'll buy something expensive that has quality, so he can use it for the longest time.
What about your dad? What's like? Does he enjoy?
My father
Does he enjoy the
my father
luxurious?
has one like package coming in his name every day because he has to like see. I understand why.
Nice.
Because he acts,
I love it.
He acts in TV and he has to carry
Yeah.
his own costumes and he can't repeat too many costumes. Whether it's on his show or like on the TV
Yeah.
serial that he's
Yes.
acting in. So I understand. But Ida Salpana
Ide.
shopping and it's also a way of us bonding sometimes. We just go shopping.
Shopping,
Yeah.
huh? Nice, yeah.
But no, like expensive, like Gucci ne beku other. Like I think the most expensive thing I own so far is my iPhone.
I don't believe that.
Ashte.
I
Which
don't
one?
believe it.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
No Ralph Lauren bags and.
None of it. Like the bag that I've carried today is like a small business that sent it to me. I'm not even paid for it.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Mm.
But it's cute. Looks
Yeah,
good.
it's a nice
It's
bag.
a nice bag. It has my initials on it.
Oh, that's what makes it luxurious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what makes it luxurious. Nice. Yeah, I think, see, that's what I said, no? Like at the start of the episode, a lot of these things are clear about the fact that your parents gave those values to you. And if you just stick to them, then you're pretty much, that's enough.
Yeah.
Everything else really works out.
Yes.
And people usually say, I want to doubt it. I want to form my own beliefs and this and that. And you're open to do that. But there are some things I feel like our parents gave us, which is like gold.
Yeah.
And you just follow that.
Yeah, and it's a very subconscious thing. It's just like ಒಂಥರ ಅದು ಸಬ್ಕಾನ್ಷಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ ತಲೆನಲ್ಲಿ ಸೊ ಐ ಕಾಂಟ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ಐ ಕಾಂಟ್ ಡೂ ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ that's how it is. That is norm for me.
That's norm
Yeah.
for you. How does your mom look at all these projects you're doing now, and is she happy with how things are going?
Mothers have a different kind of sentiment. How ಪಟ್ಟಿದ ಕಷ್ಟ ನೀನು ಪಡಬಾರ್ದು. Like that is my mom's like statement. Okay, for life. She's like, I don't want you to struggle as much as we did, which I understand. It's like true. It's. I mean, it's as a mother, it's right for her to feel like that. But at the same time, I want to do what I want to do. Like I'm okay to struggle. I'm okay to like hard work. I'm okay to do it. So my mother is a lot more protective of me. So she's like, she's there. She understands when I get rejected for something. She'll be like, it's okay. I don't know. And she is also a major critique for me. She'll be like, no, you this is not okay. You shouldn't be doing this kind of a film. Why do you want to put yourself through this?
Oh, I want to ask you that. What if it's a role that they don't like? Like you're playing like say you're playing an alcoholic tomorrow, or you're playing like a drug addict.
I've played a smoker and a semi-alcoholic teenager in one.
And they're okay with you, like.
I had told them this is what the role is because they're actors themselves, so they're like, okay, it's fine. But it does.
But like, what if it's an extreme role, right? Like that's what
I don't think they will really say anything as long as they know that it's been shown in the right light.
Yeah.
As in it's not encouraging people to do it, or it's not it's unnecessary for the script or whatever.
Yeah.
If they think that it wasn't required, then they will
Then
tell
they'll
me.
have, yeah.
Otherwise, they will not mind. They will not say anything.
And what about your husband? You think he's on track on the same
Yeah.
lines? Yeah. And
Yeah.
both of you have had like discussions around like what roles we do.
Yeah,
How
he's
does
always
that
asking
work?
ask me these questions which make me think
Like-
so much. Okay, ಇವಾಗ ಅದೇ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವ ಥರ ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇಷ್ಟ ನಿಮಗೆ? ಇವಾಗ ಒಂದು ಫುಲ್ ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಓರಿಯೆಂಟೆಡ್ ನಾವು ಫಿಲ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾವ ಥರ, ವಾಟ್ ಜಾನರ್ ವುಡ್ ಯು ಲೈಕ್ ಟು ಡೂ? Like he'll ask me these things, and it will make me think. It will actually make me like, the first rule of law of attraction is knowing what you want. First of all, knowing what to ask for. Like you should have that clarity
and it needs
in
to
your
be
head.
specific.
Yeah. So ಇದನ್ನ ನನ್ನ ಗಂಡ ನನಗೆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕೇಳಿ ಕ್ಲಾರಿಟಿ ಕೊಡಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. So I'm very thankful to him. Because he'll be like, okay, think about it. What do you want to do? What kind of a role do you want to do? How would you do it? Like you keep asking me these questions that will make me think, and I'm like, yeah, I got it. Like I'll think about it. I'll do it. Like that.
Nice. So I have one last question for you. So I would want to use the privilege of you giving today's Hitha Vachana directly to the camera, and it can be about anything, and you choose what you want to say, but one version of Hitha Vachana for
ಒಂದು ವರ್ಷ ಇವಾಗ ತಾನೇ ಅದೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ ನಾನು. ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಆಗಿರೋದು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಾನೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಇವಾಗ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ ಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಕಾರು, ಯಾವ ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಕಾರು, ಯಾವ ಕಲರ್ ಕಾರು, ಯಾವ ಮಾಡಲು, ಲೈಕ್ ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಇಟ್ ಡೌನ್ ಟು ದ ಟಿ. So you can clearly visualize yourself having that car or having whatever that you're manifesting. And visualization is a very, very strong tool in manifesting what you want to manifest. So for example, ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ, ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಬರಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಇದೇ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ನಾನು ಇದೇ ಉತ್ತರ ಬರಿತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ಈ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ನನಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿತ್ತು, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಈ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಐ ವುಡ್ ವಿಜುವಲೈಸ್ that reading that question on that newspaper in that font, and I would, how I'm, writing my answer to it. So one is clarity of what you want. The other one is the power of visualization. It is something extremely strong. So usually I try to visualize whatever I want when I'm going to sleep in the night, because that is the time where my mind is extremely relaxed. I take a few deep breaths and then I bring myself down to like extreme relaxation mode, and nanu visualize ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೀನಿ. And I don't know, if you should try to kind of understand for yourself. Try it, visualize it, and see it actually happen. If you can see it, you can hold it.
Lovely. That was today's Hitha Vachana for you.
Yes. It's been so long since I've given Hitha Vachana. But yeah, that's good idea for me to start doing that again.
I think this whole episode was a Hitha Vachana.
Hitha.
Yeah, that was nice. But I feel like you're a lot of fun. Thanks for coming here.
Thank you.
I hope
Thank you. I had a great time. Time ಹೋಗಿದ್ದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. But hopefully ಏನೇನು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ.
I think you killed it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for coming here. Thanks for coming and meeting us and reinforcing to us some of the beliefs that we already have. And we love your energy. We love the way you carry yourself, the confidence you have, the awareness you have. God bless your whole family. Because like I feel like everyone's contributed so much, right? Whether it's your sister, your mom, your dad, and now you. And this is the way a family is built. This is the way generations are built. And you're protected a certain way because of a lot of things. And now people who are going to be associated with you are going to be protected in a way because you've put in the work to make it continue. And the fact that you took time out to come here and share that with us, thank you so much.
It was absolutely my pleasure. I had a great time talking to you, and ನಂಗೆ ಇದೊಂಥರ interview ತರ ಅನ್ಸ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. So
I'm
thank
glad.
you for making me feel so comfortable that I could be myself and just you could see the wacky side of me where I'm just like enacting things.
No, I still think she's way more wackier than this. I know for a fact.
This is who I am.
But, yeah.
I mean, I could be myself. I didn't have to like
Yeah.
be proper and pretend and all of that. So thank you so much for
Yeah.
having me.
So this was Hitha Chandrashekar, her web series that she's part of is out, but where she's not yet appeared, but coming soon. So people have been wondering, it's coming soon, and watch out for her work. I feel like yeah, like she mentioned, she's back in Bangalore, back with a bang, ready for a lot more work, and hope you'll enjoy everything she does. Hope you'll have enjoyed this episode, and if you have, do let us know. This was episode number 68. Wow, she remembers perfect. Episode number 68 of On a Personal Note with Adarsh Sakare and Hitha Chandrashekar. See you on the next one. See you.
See you.